The town of Ravensbrook had always been a quiet, unassuming place nestled between fog-shrouded hills and dense, ancient woods. History whispered of its old-time charm and close-knit community, but beneath that veneer lurked something darker, a secret buried deep within its roots, one the townspeople guarded fiercely. Eleanor had always been curious about Ravensbrook. As a city teen craving adventure, she often dismissed the stories the town elders shared, tales of ghostly apparitions in cursed woods. When her family decided to settle there for her final year of high school, Eleanor saw it as a fresh start, an escape from her crowded city life. But the moment she arrived, something felt off. The townspeople greeted her warmly, almost too warmly, their smiles fixed and eyes glinting with an unsettling brightness. "Welcome to Ravensbrook, Mr. McAllister," said on her first day, his grin stretching a little too wide. "You're going to love our home." Eleanor nodded, registering the oddity in his tone but chalking it up to small-town friendliness. That afternoon, as she wandered toward the town square, Eleanor noticed small details that unsettled her. Murals depicting sinister symbols covered some walls, and strange symbols appeared carved into benches and lamp posts. Symbols she couldn't understand but instinctively felt were warnings. Later that evening, she noticed a group of residents gathering near the edge of the woods, speaking in low voices that stopped as she approached. They scurried away, disappearing into dark alleys and behind shutters faster than she could ask questions. The next day, Eleanor's curiosity led her into the forest. The woods were thick with twisted trees whose gnarled branches seemed to reach out like claws. She wandered deeper, feeling the oppressive weight of unseen eyes watching her. That's when she found the clearing, an ancient stone circle, half buried in moss and shadows. A sudden chill crept up her spine as the air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and something metallic. The ground in the center was scarred with fresh scratches, as if something had been dragged across it recently. Eleanor stepped closer, kneeling to examine the symbols etched into the stones, runes that shimmered strangely in the scant light. As she studied them, a whisper floated through the trees, growling and hissing in a language she couldn't understand. She froze. Shadows flickered at the edge of her vision, and she felt the heavy burden of malevolence pressing down on her. Without thinking, she turned to leave, but the woods seemed to close in tighter, branches scratching her skin like claws. That night, Eleanor could feel their presence in her dreams. Deformed faces with hollow eyes, whispering secrets in a language she could not comprehend. When she woke, she found faint symbols identical to those in the woods scrawled onto her arms, glowing faintly in the dark. Determined to uncover the truth, Eleanor visited the local library, where dusty hushed quiet and shelves groaned under the weight of old books. After hours of research, she uncovered legends of the original settlers, malicious inhabitants who had made pacts with dark entities, sacrificing outsiders and newcomers to maintain a sinister grip on the town. Disturbed, Eleanor realized that the town's prosperity was built upon these dark rituals, and everyone, from the mayor to her neighbors, had sworn allegiance, mutually cursed and cursed alike. That evening, she was confronted by the townspeople. They gathered outside her window, their faces twisted smiles fixed in place. Their eyes gleamed with a wild, unnatural hunger. "They're watching," one whispered with a voice that wasn't quite human. "We protect Ravensbrook." Their voices layered in a chorus that sent shivers down her spine. Terrified, Eleanor tried to escape but found herself trapped by a circle of villagers, forming a barrier with their bodies. Their chants grew louder, and the air thickened with an oppressive foulness. Her heart pounded as the villagers began to glow with a malevolent energy, their faces contorting into grotesque masks of laughter and rage. Realizing she was, once again, the outsider, she desperately searched for a way out. In the chaos, she glimpsed an ancient, rune-covered dagger buried beside a stone in her nightmares. Driven by instinct, she lunged toward it and seized it. With the dagger in hand, screaming her defiance, she charged through the crowd, dodging grasping hands and biting whispers. Outside, the woods swallowed her, the whispers fading into an eerie silence. She ran, not daring to look back until she reached her car. Back in the safety of her city apartment, Eleanor tried to forget. But the marks on her arms refused to fade, they pulsed with a faint, ominous light. Every night, she could still hear faint whispers, malicious voices from Ravensbrook's dark heart, reminding her that some secrets refused to stay buried and that the malicious inhabitants still watched, waiting for their next sacrifice. And somewhere, in the shadows beyond the woods, they knew she had seen too much.